Cool.
We live?
I think we're live.
How we sounding, guys?
What's up, guys?
Let's do a quick mic check for the stream.
How do you
check.
do? Can you tell me how to intro a YouTube video? I've never done one live.
What's up, guys? This is Ricky Hayberg here with my best friends in my mom's basement.
And before
And
we
he did
do
it without prompt.
anything,
Oh, we are live. Cool.
Before we do anything, make sure to subscribe.
Yeah.
Tell
like,
10
favorite.
friends. Leave a like.
No, you got to leave a super chat.
Leave
now.
a super chat.
You gotta leave a super chat.
Tweet this out.
Yeah, upvote it for sure.
Upvote.
I'm still
Post to
curious.
Reddit. Post to Dig.
Post dicks.
Pinterest.
Post dicks. No,
Post dicks.
not. No, you were talking about Dig.
oh,
the-
Dig.
the
Oh, I'm
ancient
sorry. I just kind
Link
of go
sharing
straight
website
to.
run completely by Mr.
penises.
Babyman.
Oh, yeah, he would
Dig was great.
Is Dig still relevant in any
no.
way?
I don't think so.
No,
yeah,
it's not.
I don't think so.
What's the guy's name? Kevin.
Carter?
Kevin
Spacey.
James?
Nobody knows. Dig's dead. All right.
went
I'm
away.
Ricky.
Elliot.
Phil.
Chloe.
Hopefully the microphones work better than they did on our gaming live stream, but that was fine. That was fun.
No,
it was
it
also
wasn't.
raining.
We got there.
Yeah.
We were in a biblical
I didn't get
storm.
there.
So we're live streaming now because that's what YouTube wants us to do to remain relevant. Plus, it's really
Unlike
easy to edit
Dig.
because you don't have to.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's great.
Fired Kezi.
Yeah,
Get out.
they're
here.
watching right now.
Pack up your box.
That's all you guys have to do is go live. I have to do anal to get live.
Yeah.
Relevant.
You're always over the YouTube. But okay, so
know what I mean?
right before we went
Yeah, I'll
live
give it to you.
on YouTube, they added a new feature. Can you explain to me what it is? Because I just saw it pop up.
I'm not entirely clear on it, but
I can try it.
you used to be able to just share a link to a video, no problem.
Yeah.
But now it does this thing where it's kind of like the built-in YouTube version of like a Bitly link.
They want to track their own
Yeah,
sharing
it's,
analytics.
they want to do more tracking, but it's annoying because now instead of sharing a link to the video, you're sharing a link to like, hey, I'm sharing this with you. It's like a link to a link.
Oh, it's like when you do with other Google products. I think I shared a photo with my friend the other night, and instead of just having the photo appear in the
Yeah.
text message, it sent a link to a now public like Google Photos thing where you have to open up a browser and
Yeah,
then see
that's
it.
Whack.
It's just an extra
this
step.
Is on, you're talking about Google Plus? Is that what you're talking about?
Google Dust.
Yeah,
because
I
that's a
was
dead
like, we're
social
talking
media
about-
platform. No, this was just on Google Photos. I tried to like download a
Oh,
photo and
I
just
see.
send
Yeah,
it on
yeah, yeah.
text, and it did not do that. But we're gonna just be talking about the news that has happened over the weekend. It was a long weekend.
Long weekend.
Some would say too long.
No, I would not.
Okay.
It was like right there.
Yeah. Did you get anything fun this weekend, Phil?
I had a friend in town, so
Yeah?
I went to the comedy store, got to see
how
Bill
much
Burr.
comedy did you
Wow.
buy?
2 metric tons.
Oh,
And
good.
it went right up my nose.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Burr, though.
Bill Burr, Chris D'Elia was
Oh,
there,
nice.
Pauly Shore, your boy, and just
You love
ate-
Pauly Shore?
No, there's a story, but there's a.
I mean, he
there's
owns
a
the comedy
Pauly
store. It's kind of not
story.
fair. Oh, guys, I guess I will
Yeah.
perform set.
Oh my God, I won again. No, that's but
There's a competition every night?
Yeah.
but when just showed my buddy kind of LA and all the fun stuff to do, and ate a lot of burgers. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just,
Nice.
there's slightly more of me now.
Is your friend come from the East Coast just to eat Shake Shack here instead of
No,
In-N-Out?
he came. I think the only thing we didn't accomplish was In-N-Out.
Okay.
Getting out, but he's on his own today, so I think
Oh,
he
good.
can,
Yeah.
he can
Probably
find that.
post it up there.
Yeah.
Chloe, anything fun?
I went to Palm Springs.
Oh,
for a night.
was it raining there, too?
It was raining for the
Oh, my
yeah
God.
the first night.
Wet sand.
Was Obama still out there playing golf?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
It was very disappointing. But it was, I mean, I basically just got off of the internet, so this is all going to be new news to me.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And then we went to Big Bear for a day, so my dog, who's a Malamute, could see snow for the first time.
Ah.
It was
Wow,
great.
you did the two
I did
extremes.
the double
of
whammy.
SoCal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. It was fun.
Elliot.
I
Oh, we
didn't-
hung out with Steven Larson.
Oh yeah, we met up with Steven Larson, hung out with them briefly. That was cool. Don't see those guys enough. They went up to a wrestling show in like Reseda.
Yeah.
I was like about to join them, but then I was like, I don't have time.
Reseda.
You don't want to defend
That's
the
the no
belt.
man's land.
No.
Yeah.
But they went to one of those smaller wrestling promotions where it's like in just a room at
Yeah.
like the YMCA or something,
Yeah.
like 600 people.
Well, that's the
there.
one where they really wrestle and get hurt and break each other's faces.
I mean, it's
open and
Actual
stuff.
fake,
wrestling.
but it's
Yeah.
still real.
Yeah, it's
To
still
me,
real to me,
damn
damn it. Well, there was also Monday night, or Raw was last night in LA.
Yeah.
Would have liked to gone to that.
Friday we went to Adam Kovic's birthday, and I got fucking shit faced.
Yeah, that was
Sweet.
fun.
Yeah.
He's older now.
He is.
But before we get into the most probably clicked reason that anyone's here, the whole Milo thing, let's talk about some good news.
Good news.
Han Solo, the Han Solo movie, finally has a image of everyone, so you can
Oh,
see
good.
what they're gonna look like. And here it is.
In their
Look at
street
that.
clothes.
You
Wait,
know
is he
me.
wearing denim?
I don't know. Let's pull it up.
Wait,
This
do
is
we have-
all-
Oh,
this-
yeah. Oh shit. There's a
This
whole
is all
fucking
new to
TV
me
behind-
on using things.
Yeah.
Is
So you guys
this
can look
movie
back
gonna be
there.
this pixelated
No, they're not in
too?
costume.
There you go.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Good to see Chewbacca
Yep.
getting work.
Happy about that.
Just a bunch of people in their street clothes, and then Chewbacca.
Yep. He looks. He fucking.
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson it looks very intrigued by something on the.
They couldn't get his attention. He
Control
kept getting
panel.
He's
distracted by
whatever he's
stuff.
reading is not about Rampart. He's getting annoyed by it. Can we just talk about Rampart?
I think he's done.
I mean, that's
enough
cool.
Of that.
Who are all these other people?
I don't know.
Wait.
Let's read the press release about it. Cameras are rolling on the cameras are rolling on the
that's
adventure-filled
really-
past of the iconic scoundrel and everyone's favorite Wookiee. Principal photography on the still untitled Han Solo Star Wars story officially began February 20th at Pinewood Studios in London. The movie will explore the duo's adventures before the events of Star Wars: A New Hope, including their encounters with that other card-playing rogue from a galaxy far, far away, Lando Calrissian.
Boom.
Yep.
Yeah. Phil Lord and Chris Miller are directing and co-piloting this movie, with a cast that includes Alden Ehrenreich, who we love, Woody Harrelson, Emilia Clarke. So there you go.
There you go.
Donald Glover. She's off the
Emilia Clarke.
Terminator, off the Game of Thrones, and
Yes.
into Star Wars now. Donald Glover, Thandie Newton,
She's great.
She's not in the picture.
Thandie Newton's great.
girl from
Yeah,
Westworld,
but
she's great.
yeah.
and Jonas Suotamo.
Yeah, great job.
I will give anyone who works on that set $1,000 if you can make a plane fall on Harrison Ford's leg.
No,
Oh no!
He's doing a
oh
good
God!
job
Oh
set,
God!
but
Stop.
just see-
Harrison
Yeah.
Ford's not even there.
That's what I'm saying.
He's too busy actually
American
actually
dollars.
getting
crashing
yeah.
planes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys saw that where he misjudged the runway
Yep.
and John Wayne and just was like, oh, whoops, I almost killed 110 people.
Yeah.
Take his license away
It's
as
time to
soon as
go.
possible.
It's time to
Yeah,
go.
it's yeah.
Is that all?
He's just a bad pilot.
So are you excited about the Han Solo movie, or are you worried because of, I mean, I don't know if you guys liked Rogue One. I was not as much a fan as some people seem to be.
Yeah, less
And
so.
you like everything.
And
so.
I love everything. I thought the big discrepancy with me was that I did not like Rogue One, but 2 weeks later, I loved Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage. So that should show you exactly how much I did not like Rogue One.
I mean,
Dirt bikes up waves. I think what they're doing is they're kind of fragmenting the Star Wars universe kind of in the same way that like Marvel or DC, they have all their different properties. And
Yeah.
it's like the Netflix stuff is, I mean, you just talked about this, is different tone than Legion, which is a different tone than their movies. So I don't know what the tone's going to be. I mean, those directors are typically funny and
yeah, I have confidence. Phil Lord and Chris Miller have a proven track record
Yeah.
of being able to mix like comedy and action, and yeah, Donald Glover is a great comedy, serious guy. He's got really good range. Alden Ehrenreich, great actor. Emilia Clarke, great. I think
The
it's gonna
cast
be.
lines up perfectly.
I think it's gonna be fine.
The only thing that would suck
Yeah,
was
that's where I'm at. I mean, I
could you
think it'll be
imagine
fine.
not loving these characters? You get to it and it's just
Yeah.
like, cool, I don't care about anyone in this movie.
And I also, hopefully, because these are established characters and there aren't nearly as many characters as there were in, say, Rogue One,
we had to go through,
and
yeah.
they don't feel compelled to like link it up and fill in plot holes from the original movies. They'll be able to tell a story that stands on its own.
But is that the problem, though? And it was the problem, another problem that I had in Rogue One, where you already know the ending. So do you care about the journey? That's going to be the hard part, is storytelling a new journey that people haven't seen or heard of that makes you interested in the movie.
Yeah, and I mean, regardless of whether like Rogue One still could have been better, even with that whole filling in the gaps thing.
Yeah.
I just think they screwed it up along the way.
But we also get Episode 8 this year, so that's a nice
Yeah.
break in between. No, you're not
No?
excited for
Well,
Episode
was
no,
holding out for the
no,
Josh
I'm
Trank
trying
version.
not to sigh this whole conversation. I'm really overdone on Star Wars. I mean, I
It was
think,
that quick for you? There's
Well,
like 2 movies
Wow.
out and you're done?
No, I've been over. I remember they announced that there was going to be a new Star Wars movie. I think every year for they had
100
like
years.
Yeah, and my heart just shattered. I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm going to be listening to Star Wars stuff nonstop forever, and it's because I grew up in the whole Star Wars thing. People
Oh, yeah,
always
that's right.
ask me
I
about
forgot
Star
about
Wars,
that.
and it's like it's not. I mean, I appreciate and respect Star. I've as of now have seen all the Star Wars movies. I haven't seen Rogue One yet.
So it's
I
kind of like
haven't seen it yet. I know that I need to see it.
Take some
and
caffeine
it's part
pills
of my
before
job.
you go into the movie theater. It's a
Yeah,
real
See it in the
it's
middle of
a
it.
snoozer. Yeah, I
Yeah.
slept through Batman v Superman like consciously. That was like, all right. I think my time would be better spent sleeping right now. But I don't know. I feel bad because I know that my opinion is the unpopular one, and it's not fair to just like approach this with a, fuck all this. But this looks good. I guess it looks.
Well,
I like Donald Glover.
You're currently
He's good.
not pointing to Han Solo right now.
Oh, this does.
Now
God.
that you're pissed off the Star Wars
This
thing.
looks terrible.
Chloe endorses
I can talk
Milo
about
Yiannopoulos.
this. I can talk about this for a while.
Okay, yeah. So what happened on Friday night was it was a snowball effect of news about this guy who
ETC
it's not
favorite.
even cool to talk about because you're just giving him attention. But he did go on Bill Maher's show on Friday night, and I was like, Bill Maher, what are you doing? But then, luckily, Larry Wilmore came on and literally said, go fuck yourself straight to his face.
But then
which I
people
thought
were
was nice.
like, that's not a real debate. And I don't know. Larry Wilmore's responses to a lot of things, it's like, yeah, that's really the only thing you can say when someone's just spewing like bullshit.
Yeah.
And also just like calling you a fucking idiot to your face. You're
Yeah.
just like, oh, what do you want?
Can I ask you guys, do you think it was wrong for him to bring on Milo onto Bill Maher?
I mean, I have a lot of problems with Bill Maher in
there's
general.
he's about as like.
I'm on the same page. with
I've
Bill
never
Maher,
really cared for him.
It's like one of those things where people are like, oh, if you don't support Trump, you're obviously a Hillary supporter.
Yeah.
It's like I can have like some liberal viewpoints. I think me and Elliot have talked before. We kind of are both a bit in the center of a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to like some liberal ideas to hate Bill Maher.
Yeah.
And I just think he's like the Milo of
He's
of
in-
liberal.
Yeah, that's
Insufferable.
exactly how I feel. I feel like
Yeah.
he's not really doing anything good for anybody. Because everyone, I mean, the biggest problem that we have right now is everyone's just sort of yelling at each other and calling each
Yeah.
other names.
Yeah.
And Bill Maher isn't really doing
He's
anything
fucking
to fix
smug.
that. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
smug,
Yeah,
that
fuck.
smug fucking face.
No, he's when
he
people
delivers
talk
a
about the
joke.
reason that there's a lot of reasons that Trump was elected, but when people point to the fact that Democrats are smug assholes, what they think of in their head is
Is
Bill
Bill
Maher.
Maher. It's like,
Yeah.
we don't like him.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not all of Hollywood. And just, I've tried watching his show so many times, and just when his delivery
Yeah.
is sort of condescending when
Guys.
he
Oh,
gives the
God,
punchline.
I'm
It's-
the only
it
one who
triggers
knows
me.
the answers.
Yeah.
It
and
triggers
you're
me
a
so
Whoa,
hard.
you get
I
triggered.
get triggered.
Boom.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's rough.
So yeah, that was a rough appearance in my idea.
And he also he was so soft on him.
yeah, no, it was just
Yeah,
so
it's
false, and he was
very,
like
like-
giggling at his jokes. And
Yeah,
just
he's
like,
like, oh man, Milo, you're not so bad after all. You hate Muslims just like me. We can get along here.
yeah.
Do you think that he was trying to get away from the whole name calling kind of thing? Do you think he was trying to bring people together with
No,
that?
he never is.
Because
You know what I thought it
That's
was?
why it was weird
he
for
was
me.
bringing him on the show because he knows that
Ratings.
it will bring in
It's
ratings.
cheeky.
then
It's
that's that's fucking weird.
It's super. It's an easy way for him to get headlines, ratings, and everything that he needs without working very hard.
Yeah.
And it could have been an example of doing this right would have been like when Trevor Noah had Tommy Lahren
Yeah.
on The Daily Show, and they actually had a conversation, even though they agree on literally nothing. But it wasn't just like a fucking hand job like.
Well,
like
I
the Bill
forgot
Maher
the guy's
thing was.
name, but one of his guests pulled out because Milo was going to be there.
Yeah.
A frequent guest.
Yeah,
There you go.
there you go.
Jeremy
Jeremy
Scahill.
But it's like someone who's like, look, it's because there is no winning with that. Like Milo is the embodiment. Like we used to have the drawing of the troll face. Now Milo is that, and it's the
Yeah.
type of thing when you see him, there isn't going to be debate. He's just going to say like things that will agitate.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he
I don't
can
know if
also
he actually
embarrass
believes in a
himself,
lot of the
too.
stuff that he says. He just is a provocateur.
No, and that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
demonstrably true. Like
Yeah.
that's not just a conspiracy theory.
He's a
like
shocker.
5 years ago, he was just a tech blogger.
Yeah.
And pretty moderate dude, no, not making waves anywhere.
Yeah.
Didn't dress like a big fucking Cirque du Soleil character.
He's in the next Cloud Atlas, I think.
It's
He,
weird. You'll
he
see him
wrote-
sometimes where he's just like he has like Tom Cruise glasses and he's like this,
Yeah.
and then and then he dresses ridiculous on Bill Maher with just like pearls hanging off him, and he's like, "You're doing that to elicit a response."
What did
And-
Bill Maher? Bill Maher said he looked like who did he say he looked like? Oh, Bruno. He called him out. That was
He had articles back then. Like there was one I found from like 2012, 2013 about how like the internet conversation on the internet is going into this negative trend
Yeah.
where it's not valuable and everyone's just trolling each other. Like he wrote that and literally became that.
Yeah.
He talked so much shit on like gamers and gamer culture and how they took themselves too seriously until he saw that Gamergate was like a trend he could hop on, and then just completely reversed course and became like their fucking hero.
Yeah, it's we had what's his name on from Trust Me, I'm Lying. The media manipulator guy, and I'm blanking on his name now. And this is what happens when you're live: is you try to bring up a point and it doesn't get across. But anyways, we had him on the show, and he wrote the book on basically turning outrage. Ryan Holiday, and he literally wrote the book about turning internet outrage into profit, because he had one of the things he talks about is he was doing ad campaigns for American Apparel and putting provocatively naked women on billboards around town. Got people angry and writing in and wanted to get the billboards taken down, so that would make a news story about it. He did the stuff for I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell. They were promoting that movie. So they would book themselves into colleges and then call and complain to colleges saying that like this guy's like anti-women and blah, blah, blah. And they'd get women's groups to show up and protest.
Yeah.
And that was free marketing.
Kind of selling your soul in the most literal way.
I don't think people care about that anymore because, you know, God's not real and all that.
God's not real and all that.com hashtag.
Yeah.
He's kind of in the same pile as an Ann Coulter, who I've had the pleasure of working with, and let me tell you,
yeah? No way, really?
I have a very angry voicemail from her because we sent a car and it ran late. I still have it saved. And she called me. She was very upset and called me a liar in the voicemail. So I'm like, great, that's my little trophy. I'm
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's she like?
The same off air as on.
So it's completely just insufferable.
She came in. Like, I think because her car was late, was like, I'm going to be in mode and fucking ruin these
Was this for
day.
Dr. Phil?
It was for a different show that went away, but yeah, but
We've already been over your Dr. Phil
we've
experience,
covered
which
that.
doesn't sound like it's very fun, but.
Like, she has that troll has split up and mutated into a MILO. And
Yeah,
he's
no,
kind of
and
a new
then
one of,
they get response because you build a fan base online of, I would say primarily people who are just like, yeah, someone's saying it.
Yeah.
And then you start getting book deals, you start getting appearances, you're appearing at, like when they went up to Berkeley and they had the huge protests, it's like
riots.
Not as, I don't want to say nobody, but not as many people would have even known that this dude existed until there was massive protests with people throwing flaming garbage cans at windows.
Right.
Well, we need to get into the reason this whole shit started. Yeah, we haven't even talked about that.
So his book deal is now canceled because a video surfaced online of him not. You can't say that he was supporting pedophilia because he defines it in a different way, but essentially saying that
at the very
sexually
least,
active
rationalizing it.
13-year-old boys,
downplaying it.
Yeah, so let's read the actual quote here. He blamed his British sarcasm and deceptive editing for leading to a misunderstanding. In the tape, the fast-talking polemicist is clear that he has no problem with older men abusing children as young as 13, which he then conflates with relationships between older and younger gay men who are of consenting age. And then he goes on to say about how you don't understand what pedophilia means. It's different if they're of a sexual age or whatever.
So
but yeah, he lost his book deal, and also members who are still working at Breitbart are asking for to be fired or his
He lost his CPAC appearance, which that one was funny to me that he would even be booked there in the first place, because CPAC is more on the traditional conservative side of things, where presumably someone like Milo would just be either at the very least confusing to these people, and at the worst would make them mad, because a lot of them still don't think homosexuality should be legal and whatnot. Although even Milo himself says he doesn't like gay marriage.
Yeah. It's a very
because fuck
thing.
it, just like nothing has to
well,
make
that
sense.
was the whole thing. Was one of the things he was arguing about on Bill Maher was the fact that transgendered people shouldn't be allowed to use whatever bathroom they want. It's just like your argument for this is completely going against you as a person who, if you go back even 2 or 3 decades, gay people had to fight for the rights to do the same things that everyone else can. And it's like, so I'm kind of lost in your mental hula hoops that you're playing with right now, because.
But he uses identity politics to his advantage by he's like, I'm gay, so I can say all these things.
Yeah.
And it's the same, like he identifies both as Catholic and as Jewish, even though he's like, oh, I'm Jewish, so I can say all these things about Jews. It's like, okay, your grandma was like half Jewish, like I guess technically you have Jewish blood.
It's like when Bruce Green says that he's Native American.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like guys like Milo can see the like the media landscape like the Matrix, and
Yeah.
they're like, I found a perfect sentence to say that will get me on TV.
I mean, he's
And-
kind of a genius, to be honest.
In that way, yeah, he
An evil
does know how
genius.
to
I mean,
market.
it's not that hard to just say things that are shocking, you know.
Here,
what I
try
mean?
one.
Like,
Look in the camera.
No, like, I mean that's fair. Like
Yeah.
but I don't know if that's genius as much as a lack of morals
Well,
or
yeah, well,
dignity. So
if he has no morals and just wants to get rich and
that's
famous,
basically
that's
yeah. I mean,
one
Yeah.
way to do
you
it.
do you, I guess. But like, so when I watched this video, maybe I missed something
Yeah.
in this. But basically, what he was doing is describing an encounter he'd had when he was 14 years old.
And
Right?
he's also
That's,
saying
how,
that, like-
that's what the context was. And he said that he was the predator, and I think it was a pastor or a priest or something.
Yeah.
And he'd apparently.
Well, it says, yeah, the quote
been
behind you is
predator.
like, he is akin to molestation by Catholic priest. Mr. Yiannopoulos responds in an ironic tone by crediting a priest for having helped develop his sexual technique.
Yeah, it's really strange. So I see why he. Okay, I'm going to be really
And it's the same
delicate
thing
with
as
this.
before, which is
No,
like, I've
he-
experienced this, so it's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what he's the victim. He goes, no, but I wasn't the victim. That's
Yeah.
basically how this ended up coming out. And obviously,
Yeah, everyone
he-
else whose
he's
lives
a
have been
14-year-old
fucked up by
boy
priest abuse, they're
can't
just
be a fucking
drama queens.
Yeah.
Can't be a predator. A 14-year-old boy cannot be a predator
Yeah.
in that situation. He just can't.
Could
And-
barely be a dishwasher at a restaurant, let alone a
Yeah.
But I mean,
most states,
if
yes.
he even pretended to be a victim in that situation, be going against everything. He used to say that rape culture and Harry Potter are both fantasies. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, he wouldn't even. be
Whatever
able
the
to,
hot button issue of the day is, he takes whatever the opposite
negative side is, yeah.
right.
But let's move from one completely incendiary topic
Uh-oh.
to the next, because there's an update, and I know it's the sun.
Oh, no.
I know it's the sun.
No.
But listen,
Not again.
I over the weekend checked when all this came out, and these tweets were real. I don't know if they're deleted yet or not, but the Wall Street Journal reporter that contributed to the article has a bit of a history himself with making statements or
got
jokes
some
or
sick
commentary.
South Park icons here.
Yeah, about Jewish people. So, and then there's like, here's
Glass houses, don't throw the stones.
yeah, just attended my first Hanukkah party. Had no idea Jews were so adept at frying. Could really do without the racist jokes about Hispanics on Mom. Well, obviously, I'm not counting jokes about black people. Those are just funny. So this is all from the person who contributed to the PewDiePie thing. And
How
it's-
old is
Oh,
this guy?
no.
Ben Fritz.
I don't know.
Yeah,
He
I
looks
mean, the
like-
whole thing is, no one should get death threats, but yeah, he definitely knew what he was doing with this whole thing.
Yeah.
The Wall Street Journal, or he specifically apparently, was very careful about not including context in
Yeah.
any of the stuff about PewDiePie. Like, it's one thing to say, hey, this joke was offensive.
Yeah.
Or PewDiePie has a track record of saying offensive things, but he spun it in a way where it made it look like PewDiePie was a literal fucking Nazi.
And the biggest problem with that whole story was the fact that they edited a video together that absolutely showed no context and just showed him
Yeah.
dressed up
Yes,
as a
yeah.
Nazi.
That's what I'm saying.
And so yeah, there was that kind of, they knew what they were going for. And we've heard the argument before about how in the fallout of this, it's been, oh, well, you know, the thing that we're all really offended about is the fact that he went on a website and paid someone from a poor country $5 to dance around and hold a sign.
Make it
That was-
about that.
And it's
That
like,
was-
yeah, okay,
that was
yeah.
pretty shitty,
That
yeah.
is in that you can. It's harder to defend that than taking something completely out of context and putting
Yeah.
that out as
Although
your narrative.
PewDiePie did go to bat for those guys and got them reinstated.
Yeah,
on Friday,
good.
which is good. I think the whole thing, and I've seen this trend for years, is that PewDiePie, the fact that he's been the face of YouTube success since like 5 years ago or more, has put a big target on his back
Yeah.
from people in mainstream media who look at something like that and they're confused by it and they don't get it and they're jealous that someone like PewDiePie can be making so much money off of this.
Well, I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast or not, but that night heard on NPR they did a story about it, and I just went, bleh, turn it off. I already know where this is going.
They just
I
don't
know,
get it.
I know exactly how NPR would report on that because of who PewDiePie is. and who
YouTube
what
is a
YouTube
popular
Yeah,
website.
well-
My girlfriend turned the radio back up, and it was to the T, exactly what you would
Exactly.
expect. This guy just yells at video games, and he's a multi-millionaire. They always say it's about the money.
it's always about the
gaming,
money.
It's about this. It's about that. So when people who aren't up to speed on YouTube as a platform or PewDiePie as a creator, when they hear that, It's the only thing they know, and it's the only thing they can judge him on. So it's just like, oh yeah, of course this guy's being racist because all I know is that he's a guy who plays scary games and then dresses up as Hitler.
And it's like a game of telephone where you're like the fifth person on the line. And the dumbest thing about it is you can see for yourself. Just go to YouTube. Just go watch /PewDiePie.
Yeah.
Watch any video. You'll get a much better sense of the context. It takes about 8 minutes of your life to do that. But
People don't have that
everyone's
time.
this Mr. Fritz or whatever from Wall Street Journal
Mr. Fritz
writes this article, and because the Wall Street Journal is for the most part a respected outlet, everyone else is basing all of their conversation off of that as a source, when that source is obviously manipulating.
Well,
the
and
truth.
then you have the whole snowball effect of people reporting on that reporting.
That's what I'm
because
saying.
they see that views are coming out of it. It's the same thing as, is there music coming out of this? Oh, that's just people sawing
Gardeners?
something outside. They see that you can get views out of this, and it's like, okay, well, let's see. Hey, us at Wired, let's see what our opinion about this is, because if we just report on it, it's going to get us traffic.
There's this interesting dichotomy because I remember when Louis C.K. he's still popular, but he blew up, right? And
his early materials
his stuff,
very blue.
I mean, very blue.
Yeah.
I mean, he was talking about pedophiles and how he understands
Yeah,
why pedophiles
lots of
feel
like
the way
rape
they do.
jokes and
Yeah, I mean,
just really.
real great, and he never really got beaten up for it.
He did though.
I don't think. I mean, he's still
at
a very
least-
well-respected.
At least in
comedian.
corners
He-
of the internet. I remember
small
like
corners,
Gawker had a big hard-on for trying to like take him down for a while
when
there.
it came out about how he was supposedly luring other comics or
Well,
just
that was
that was
that
meant
was
to
a
be
different thing. I
bullshit.
remember
mid
that.
hangout sesh, just whipping it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried to
I
take him down with
don't
that, and it turned
believe
out to
that.
be about a completely different comic. Even the person who made the
Oh, I
allegations was
remember
like,
that, yeah.
no, it wasn't Louis C.K. Stop saying that.
Yeah.
Stop perpetuating this myth.
Yeah, but yeah, no, he ran into some trouble, but he was smart about once he started getting bigger, he kind of realized how much power that had, and he kind of corrected course and realized he had a greater responsibility to be
Well,
careful about what he was saying.
And it's
He
like
still,
people.
he still takes risks.
He
though.
does, but when he tells a joke that has like rape or racism or like the N-word in it, he makes sure that it's a very, very well-crafted joke.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what I'm saying. And PewDiePie, it's not, if it had been a well-crafted video,
Yeah, it was like a throwaway.
It was just like
thing.
death to all
Yeah.
Jews. You're
Yeah.
like, okay, well that's.
Well, now we have that soundbite.
I knew. I
No,
hear it.
always says
but I
death to all
think
Jews.
that when I say
Louis
that.
C.K. also has the ability to, when people are younger, it's the same reason that people laugh at that because of the phrase. Your sense of humor is bad when you're young.
Yeah.
And the thing is like with Louis C.K. to be like, okay, guys, that was 15, 20 years ago. I was a hack comic then. I really honed my craft. Even this guy, if he wants to say it, it's like, oh, this is 2015. It was 2 years ago. I'm an idiot, or blah 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 blah. Problem with PewDiePie is like they got him right at the second that it was happening, or like a
Yeah.
month later. So it's like, well, you can't say that. Oh, I've evolved my comedy
In
from
hindsight,
then.
like
But
fucking last month.
Having said that, I think we can all agree that none of us think that PewDiePie is anti-Semitic or a Nazi.
No.
I don't think so. No, I've seen no reason to believe
Nope.
that.
Just
he
not-
seems
just
like
unfunny sometimes.
Yeah, it seems like the problem with PewDiePie is that sometimes he's not funny. His humor appeals to a certain set of people, and also like many YouTubers, he hasn't really had to spend a whole lot of time outside in the world
Yes,
for a while.
that's the other thing is people like PewDiePie have this huge audience that just love him and admonish him,
Yeah.
and then they don't really learn
Turns
what
into a
it's
bit
like
of a
to
bubble.
actually bomb badly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They
And
don't-
he, to his credit, and also not to his credit, I don't think PewDiePie has a huge team of people working for him. Sounds like his operation is still
Just him.
Pretty
like
minimal,
pretty much
yeah.
just him and his girlfriend. So, like even with like a manager or a publicist, he probably could have handled it better. But I don't know.
I'm sure he
that-
has a manager and publicist, but probably not if someone who's monitoring his
yeah,
uploads
like
daily or something.
Yeah, he's not like a lot of YouTubers we know who are like micromanaged.
Well, and it goes back to the same thing we said last week. It's just like he also changed his content over the past year from just gaming to social commentary and doing this kind of stuff. And I love his new content. I think it's way, way better than
Yeah.
I never really watched him play games.
No.
And now I'm watching his uploads because he does kind of the same thing that people like H3H3 do, is they look at something that's ridiculous in the world and talk about it
Right.
and try to exploit it to its like 10th degree of ridiculousness, like the Fiverr thing.
And that's what I think it is. Like, he's had a very successful marriage with YouTube,
Yeah.
and I think he got bored and he's like, let's try some new stuff in the bedroom. And
Yeah.
this kind of was like, wait, you're peeing on me? Wait, we're getting vaguely racist, but it could be misinterpreted.
Yeah.
Like, he kind of broke off in that way. And when you don't have, I mean, so much stuff on TV, which is a fucking completely different monster, there are so many layers and people are so protected from the network and the everybody it publishes. And I'm not saying that. And here, again, even if he has a team of 3 or 4 people, he inevitably has final say. Someone can say, I advise you not to do this, and he's gonna be like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do this one.
Didn't he electrocute himself like 2 weeks ago? Wasn't
What?
like that like a whole thing? There's a whole
Electrocute means
video.
you're dying. Shocked is when you get shocked.
Oh, yeah?
My friend's
Yeah, I
dad is an
think-
electrician. He always corrects us on
Electrocution is
that.
fatal?
Yes.
Okay.
Electrocution means it's fatal.
Okay.
Because I'm
Good to
getting
know.
He
triggered
shocked
right
himself.
now. Where is that? Is triggered more than shocked, but less than.
Your opinion matters too. Leave a super comment and we'll read it, but only if you pay for it.
How
no,
much money have we made today? That's all I care about.
I can't tell right now. But okay, let's move on to something a little bit lighter, guys, because there is a huge scandal
Whoa.
in football with your feet football.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
football.
Football. And here it is.
It is.
It's loading.
Association football.
Sutton versus Arsenal. Wayne Shaw's pie eating investigated by FA and Gambling Commission.
Who the fuck is Wayne? That
He just wants to enjoy his pie.
So here's the story.
guy's an athlete?
Wow, Elliot.
Jesus, Elliot.
Fucking. Hi,
No, I'm
Elliot,
sorry, just
right for the jugular.
Elliot, that is indefensible.
Fucking Shrek over here. He runs like 10 miles up and down a field?
No, he's a goalie.
Okay.
The backup goalkeeper, too. I believe.
But those guys have to like jump and have long arms.
Oh my
and shit.
God, this
I'll
is
just
brilliant.
read it and then I'll let
Okay.
you decide what you think. Sutton Reserve goalkeeper Wayne Shaw is under investigation by the Football Association for potentially breaching betting rules during Monday's FA Cup loss to Arsenal. The Gambling Commission is also investigating if there was a breach of betting regulations after Shaw ate a pie in the 83rd minute of the game.
You're not allowed to eat pies?
Before Monday's game, a bookmaker offered odds of 8-1 that Shaw would eat a pie on camera during the match. He later said it was a bit of fun. Shaw, 46, ate the pie while standing by the substitutes bench.
Wait, so they think he bet on himself
To
eating
eat a pie.
To eat a pie.
It's like the lamest Pete Rose
Wait,
scandal
wait,
ever.
Right.
Ricky, read the next line.
Oh, he told the BBC Radio 4's World at One program that the pie was in fact a pasty.
A what?
And he ate it as he was lightheaded. He
He has
goes,
low blood sugar.
we are told we are
Eat
not
a
allowed to
pasty,
gamble as
stare
it
at
is
him,
a
little-
full-time professional football. In no way did I put anyone in jeopardy of that. This is not the case here. This is just a bit of fun and me being hungry.
Okay.
So yeah, I think what the story is that he bet on himself that he would eat a pie
On camera.
on camera. Ooh, someone tipped. Hold on, what do they say? Hey guys, absolutely love your stuff. Will Phil and Nick be on the Schmodown Team Primer? We could ask.
yeah,
I gotta-
I think you guys would actually do pretty well, actually.
We could
Before
try.
we get back into this guy, the title match, that was like one of the most entertaining things.
I haven't watched.
Oh,
Wait,
it's
which
great.
one?
The Schmodown title match, singles match.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, you'll see. All right, but so what do you think
scandals?
about this? Do you think they should be able to gamble on completely ridiculous bets during games, or does it take the focus away from the real sport?
I think they
Oh,
should.
no.
I'll take a bit of a MILO, reverse stance on this.
Yeah.
If you're a goalie, even a 46-year-old backup goalie, it should not be your responsibility to find out what people are betting on. So if I want to eat a fucking pie, I want to turn 47 and eat a birthday cake, I don't know, man.
So wait, he bet on himself.
Oh, they're
right?
saying it's pronounced
That's-
pasty, by the way, and they say
Pasty?
pasty is something
No.
you cover your nipples
Well, I
with.
know
No,
that.
it's pasty. It's not pasty.
Pasty?
You guys
It's
don't eat
either
that?
pasty or
Is
both.
does that have pasta in it? Is that what
It's
they
like
call
a
it? That?
it's
I don't
a
know.
pastry without the
Fucking
arts.
British
Pasty.
Someone leave a super comment and let us know.
What the hell is with the UK and putting everything in a goddamn pie?
All right.
I mean, pie crust is
It's
delicious.
the most
but
convenient way to eat it. But go,
Right.
Phil, go back.
But I think that it shouldn't be up to him. If he knew, good for him. Because if that has nothing to do with the game, unless he gets put in, he's
Well,
got
is he
greasy
known
hands.
for eating pasties and pies during
I would
games?
assume so. I mean,
I don't-
he's
I-
got the form
if
down.
he has a trend
I
of
don't
doing
have enough
this,
information to make an
That's-
opinion on this. Like, we
if it's a
don't know.
regular
And
thing,
that is
It's
the
fighting.
anti-Milo stance. I don't know what I'm talking about,
yeah.
so I'm not going to say anything. Rational human being.
pasty. That's how they're saying
Pasty.
pasty.
That's
well,
what-
it is funny because they have to investigate. Like,
Yeah,
they're
but-
obligated to. They have to look into it.
I wonder what the result is going to be of this. Will
I
you
don't
not, know. The easy answer would be don't give the athletes food while they're like during the game.
Yeah.
Well, but he's the second goalie. He's, you know.
Well,
Yeah, but still,
he's gotta keep
athlete.
himself
Where did
busy
he
somehow.
where did he get this pasty? I guess is what you're going. But
Wait,
where did he get it from? Did he bring it with
Probably
him?
keeping it warm.
Just sitting on it.
Yeah. His mom put it in a bag with his name on it.
Here you go, Wayne.
This guy has like the best job in the world. Like he just has to sit there and not be the goalie.
Look how content he is too. He's just like really enjoying that
Yeah.
pasty. He's just
Yeah.
having a
That
good
tape is going to be
fucking
covered
time.
in pasty.
Yeah.
He gets a front row seat to a great football
all the
match.
games. Yeah.
Gets to eat,
Right? You just sit there.
gets
and-
paid to be
Hey,
there.
I'll be
hey,
a
Shaw.
second goalie.
The goalie's dead. Saunter your way out onto the field. and block the
All
goal.
right,
It's Wayne's time now.
I just picture him cleaning foot with a toothpick. A what? A what? As he walks out.
Thank you, James Hendricks. When is Batboy coming to Weekly? I don't know.
That's
what that
a
means.
weekly world news.
Oh, yeah, it's Weekly World News. Max and Jones, thanks for the tip with writing nothing. Ghost or Mastodon for best 2017 album? I like both. Speaking of, real quick plug, go to twitter.com/ETC show. We are going to be interviewing Corey Taylor from Slipknot and Stone Sour today. He's going to be on the podcast.
Nice.
We have a tweet somewhere in there in the last couple days where you can leave your question
You
for
didn't
Corey
pin it?
Taylor. I did not pin it. I pinned creepy text instead.
Got to pin things.
Yeah,
That's what pins are for.
We'll pin it. But
This is- these
excited
were
to
a
have
real
on
fight.
a man who I would love to have on a live show because very, very opinionated. He has a show on Apple Music, Beats One, called A Series of Bleeps, and he spends basically half the show just like complaining about stuff, but in a hilarious way. It's
Like
great.
what?
He was just
Airplane food?
So the worst part was I just listened to the first one of 2017 where he's talking about like fake news and how to solve it, but also how inspiring it was that the Dakota Access Pipeline was stopped by protesters and stuff. And I'm listening to that going, oh man.
God.
In retrospect, like
You know what was on yesterday was the Comedy Central roast of Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah?
Fucking weird. 2011,
Oh, man.
he's talking about running for president, and you
I'll
can
do
hear
it.
everyone. And by the way, when he does his speech, the entire audience like stands up and claps. And I'm just like, you guys fucking.
That was the one where
You
he,
guys have no idea.
He only
Yeah.
agreed to do it by if all the comics followed his guidelines for things they weren't allowed to talk
oh
about.
my God.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like they weren't allowed to make any jokes about him lying about how wealthy he was. Like that was in his rider.
Oh my
Did
God.
you see there was a great hashtag spawned this weekend last night in Sweden.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
we will rebuild, and it's just a
Yeah.
guy sitting with IKEA furniture
Somebody
everywhere.
knocked over a trash can and a
It's like had
gift.
their flag with like the little Allen wrench next to
Yeah.
it. Like,
Well, yeah, I
we
mean,
will rebuild.
There was a serious terrorist attack in Sweden. I don't know.
Nobody's talking about
No
it.
one's talking about
Bowling
it.
Green?
None of
Fake
the
news.
they had a bowling green there themselves. They did
shame.
have like I think one of the local police departments like clapped back at Trump and being like, by the way, the place where you were giving the speech, Orange County, Florida, had more murders in that city last year than we had in our entire country.
Yeah.
So cool, guy.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Swedish goalie ate a pasty at the 84th minute of the,
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah,
You nailed the
that's-
pronunciation on that, by the way.
Pasty.
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 In other fun European news, I mean
Sorry.
technically European. Check it out.
Oh, this is rad.
That's cool.
It's a magic eye.
Is this
Look
an
at it.
ARG?
It goes.
Is
There you
this
go.
the ETC ARG?
President of Iceland announces that he
Yeah.
would ban pineapple as a pizza topping.
All right, well, hold on. What's the reasoning for this? This is
Well, it's because there's been this weird
Yeah, I don't like
debate
it. I don't like
online.
it because
It's taking away from the realness.
You know what? I fucking love pineapple on pizza.
I don't think it's bad.
Especially if you add jalapenos or something to balance out the flavor profile, it can be a damn good topping.
Timmy just
what's
paid
his
$2 to
problem
say
with
Trump.
pineapple as a pizza topping?
So this is the weird thing. There's been this debate online for like 2 months now, maybe longer. I've
See it on Reddit a lot.
Yeah, where
How did I
people
miss
just
this
like
then?
immediately, I think, when they're bored, are like, hey, let's figure out a new target.
Yeah.
Let's talk about pineapple on pizza because it's such a big deal now.
Yeah.
And it gets blown out into like these huge proportions of where you actually have the president of Iceland, which I'm not even sure is a real job.
He's like, ooh, this is a
Talking
meme I
about-
can invest into.
I mean, he's got to be better than the guy who was embezzling money down to Panama, right?
Yeah, I think that
That
was
pizza
his
looks
predecessor.
so fucking good though, with the ham and
Here's
the
how I feel
pineapple
about
and-
pineapple on pizza. If someone's like, "Hey, you wanna split a pizza?" and I'm like, "Sure," and then it shows up and the whole thing's covered in pineapple,
Well,
I'm gonna
then
be
you're
pissed.
then you're
Well,
upset.
yeah.
I want to know
Nope.
beforehand so I can say
I
like,
think
get
a
it
lot
on
of
pass.
the reason I think it's kind of gross, but I don't mind it, is that you're putting a cold item on a hot item.
Not cold, they cook it with it.
Do they?
It's,
Yes.
Are you
You
are
can
you
get
a
the wrong
pineapple
pi-
fan? I was a
love it.
convert. I hated pineapple on pizza. It didn't make any sense. Like fruit on a pizza sounds disgusting. And then I tried it, and
It's
it was
cooked
like the best
on
thing.
the pizza.
With ham
Cast
and
connection,
oh
stop.
no.
Oh well.
man.
Yeah, they cook the
Ricky's
pineapple is
phone.
placed
ham and
on
the
the fresh
pineapple-
dough and sauce. It's cooked
Have
in. The
you-
juices go into the cheese. It's
Elliot,
delicious.
have you been to Garage Pizza?
Yeah.
They do one with the feta and the red onions too.
Yes, it's delicious.
So good. Hawaii 5-0.
Yeah.
Real good. Try it.
So I guess I'm boycotting
try it.
You're not
Iceland
going to
now.
Iceland anytime soon?
Never.
I am
Filming?
going to Iceland in May.
And let us know.
But it's weird that they would be so uptight about pineapple pizza when they have whale dick beer,
This
right?
can't
Yeah.
be real though. This isn't. He's not actually. There's
I
no
don't
way
know,
he's
it
It
actually.
might be really expensive to import
That's
pineapple
what I
to
was
Iceland.
thinking.
It was
That's
because it was posed to him from a student at he was doing like a discussion at a college or something, and they were like, "Hey, what do you think about pineapple? How many would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or?"
When does the
Hello.
narwhal bacon?
The
Hello.
internet was a mistake.
Would you rather?
I am from Reddit, and I would like to know if you would like to fight 10 horse-sized ducks.
What's the secret Reddit call sign? Or
When does the
The
narwhal
bacon narwhals
yeah.
at midnight or whatever. But there is an update. The president flip-flops on his pineapple ban, issuing a Facebook order. People should try fish on their
Oh,
pizza.
that's disgusting.
Which is gross. It's
That's
gross.
Anchovies?
Anchovies.
Fish and cheese is the weirdest
But
combination.
it helps-
Anchovies aren't they're salt. They're little.
I've had it.
Salt
I didn't
slugs.
love
They're
it.
not-
They got lots of fish up there. I don't know as many pineapples. Maybe it's a hard import
It's-
thing.
Yeah, maybe
uh,
it's just like trying to.
In Germany, tuna on pizza is really popular. And
Yeah.
I don't hate it,
I
but
didn't-
it's not great. Very salty.
Is it like
very
the canned
fishy.
tuna?
No. Yes. I don't know.
Oh, God.
There
I
goes
don't
the
know.
cast again.
It's tuna.
I will say I
It's like
recently
a tuna melt. It's an open
Yeah,
faced tuna
it's
melt.
like
is
a
what it
tuna
is,
melt.
Yeah.
accidentally ordered a salmon and seafood pizza from Bossa Nova, and wow, one bite, and it was like, and that was in the garbage.
The
Yeah.
only fish and cheese I've tried that's good was a burrata and truffle oil on top of sashimi, tuna sashimi. That is amazing.
What
But,
about smoked salmon on cream cheese on a bagel?
Yeah, but that I don't
And
know.
you
That
lost the
doesn't feel.
audience.
That doesn't feel like that counts either.
That's fish
like
and
smoked
cheese.
salmon, but it doesn't taste like
Cheese
fish. It
whiz
tastes
and
like,
canned tuna, you know.
I'm just making up all my
Whatever,
own
man.
rules
I'm in
here.
my bunker.
All right, and this is arguably the best viral thing from this weekend that got out.
Oh,
I don't know if we can even hear it on here. This is probably going to go terribly
No,
because of the cast.
I don't know what's
San
happening.
Francisco.
From the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Buy a chopper and have a doctor on speed dial, I guess. Mad City. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. Young Money Militia, and I am the commissioner. You don't want to start wheezy, because the F is for finisher. Panda, panda, panda.
So yeah,
They mad, they ain't famous. They mad, they still nameless. But
Oh
we
my God, he's still
hood
going.
famous. Yeah, we still hood famous.
Without
I was just
5
getting
questions.
into this rap
Right?
thing.
5?
I'm not too good at it.
Wow,
I was
that's
getting
gonna end up sampled.
yeah, no, it's they had a category of rap lyrics, and Alex
Yeah.
Trebek was forced to read the rap lyrics. So that
Oh,
was
that's
just
funny.
that was just a little bit of fun. And I was gonna actually play some other videos, but apparently that isn't gonna work correctly.
Nope.
Again, we are temporarily in this studio. We are getting our own very soon because of being able to do podcasts not podcasts, but live stuff like this.
Yeah.
And every time you leave a super comment, that is the faster we can build our studio. So thank you for leaving super comments. We're gonna have our own actual ETC show studio very soon, and it's gonna it's gonna look like a bar.
Don't spoil it.
Oh, well, I guess I just
a
did
metal
spoil
bar.
everything. But yeah, we're gonna have beer on tap. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, that's the plan. I'm worried that it's going to be kind of like the scene in Goodfellas where they was it the casino where Joe Pesci was supposed to. They're like, "You're going to get made, buddy. You're
Yeah.
today. You're going to get made. Come on down." And then he walks in, and it's an empty room, and they shoot him in the back of the face. I'm worried it's going to
Hey
be like
guys, the
that.
studio's right in here. Just leave your wallet and your jewelry in this bin.
Day has come.
I'm excited for it. I think it'll be great. We also, it's it's not embarrassing, but it's just weird when you have like, hey, famous actor, you're here for the podcast, right? Yeah, you'd think you'd be going over into this big studio, but instead here's a table in front of fan art that people have drawn of me and
Yeah.
Elliot, who you have no idea who we are.
It's a little embarrassing. Yeah,
But only a few more weeks. Should be done in March.
should be done.
Here we go. Get some super comments.
Oh.
Ricky, Elliot, Phil, and Chloe are the A team. I see them.
A-minus team.
Oh, the
A minus
A-minus
team.
team. A-minus
I think he's just connecting.
Okay.
I see them cracking jokes, fighting crime, and getting that Police Academy sequel greenlit that we've all been waiting for. Okay.
Michael
Pineapple bacon
Winslow.
pizza. The end.
What
Yeah,
was
thank
that
you,
about
Golden
pineapple
Vision.
bacon?
Bacon
Down?
pizza.
All right, cool.
And then-
Pineapple, bacon,
I
and
also-
jalapeno. The PB&J.
Okay.
Also, I don't eat meat, so the fact that I'm super for pizza, ham, or pineapple and ham on pizza,
Well,
is
you
like,
can do without the ham.
It's Canadian
yeah,
bacon.
I've
Not
tried
bacon.
it. It's not quite the same. It's not quite.
What
the
do you
same.
eat on a pizza that's not meat? Is it just pineapple?
I mean, well, it depends.
Cauliflower?
I like white.
Olives.
I like white pizzas, not to sound
With
racist, but
Broccoli and
yeah, all the green stuff, and then
Yeah.
I mean, I'll try. There's a vegan place that does a vegan Hawaiian pizza, which is actually really good.
we did get a really funny comment that I have to read the super comment.
All
Someone paid $20 to say this,
Oh.
so we have to get it out there. Leave that goalie alone. He has been constantly harassed for like a week.
I feel
Poor
bad.
guy.
So now I
just
do
was
feel bad.
hungry.
They harassed the goalie.
I feel bad.
All right.
stand
Sorry about the
behind that
coughing,
goalie.
by the way, you guys.
Easy.
You guys doing a bar studio copying Roaster Teeth much?
Roaster Teeth.
I'll tell you what. If you want to say that we're copying them, that's fine. I wanted a bar that we could sit and drink at and have a show
Yeah.
on. So actually, they copied you because you guys did a bar in space.
That's true. We had,
Yeah,
we
so
had
there
space
you go.
bar.
I don't
years
think it
ago,
looks
years.
that much
Yeah.
like Rooster Teeth.
No, I think we actually specifically said don't make it look like
Yeah.
that. We gave examples. I think one of them was like Patty's Pub, and one of them
Oh,
was
that's
Cheers.
cool.
And then
Yeah.
we were like, okay, here's some other online podcasts and sets. Don't make it
do
look
it,
like
yeah.
that because
Yeah.
people will give us shit for
Yeah.
it.
We're
So
conscious of it.
yeah, believe me, we don't want to copy them, but we do want to have the same level of success as that. No. I'm kidding. That's it for our first live show. It went. I'm very happy with how things
So
went.
far, so good.
I can't wait to watch the playback in an hour and have it sound like
You did that right into your microphone.
I know, because that's what our first
R.I.P.
game
Like
headphones,
what's
courtesy
the
Elliot.
woman with the, what is it, the watermelon? What does she have?
Grapefruit.
Now you're gonna.
Your man is gonna love you. It's where they cut
Now
off
you
the
do what
melon.
you said you were
What
gonna
was
do.
it?
You
What?
suck his dick.
Grapefruit. It was
Because you're a woman of
grapefruit.
your word.
Remember that? I kept saying that was Glozell, and I couldn't decide if that was the most racist thing ever. I think it
That
is.
video with Glozell, right? No, she got big off the cinnamon challenge, not the cantaloupe
Yeah.
dick challenge or whatever it was.
It was a grapefruit. Which,
It's a-
by the way, sounds like a
grapefruit.
terrible idea.
Awful.
Like
It's
if
very
there's
acidic.
Just yeah, exactly.
That
There's
gets
just
in your
even
pee
like
hole?
one
Yeah.
nick
Just a
on your.
drop?
It's got to be like burning
It's gotta be
fire.
bad,
It's gotta
dude.
suck.
It's got to be real
Yeah.
bad.
Well,
Any other fruit?
Any other fruit?
Any other.
Pineapple,
almost
baby.
any other fruit. I mean, there's a lot of small fruits.
Avocado?
Except in Iceland. Yeah.
Oh, avocado.
Yeah.
Gross.
God.
Guac
That
job.
visual is pretty
It goes
awesome.
brown so fast, it would be brown by the time you were done with it.
Yeah.
Nothing's grosser
You
than
gotta use it fast.
You gotta use a
in the
little
fridge.
squirt
It's
of
in the fridge
lemon.
for
You
one
gotta
day,
use a little
it's
squirt of
ruined.
lemon.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's the only condiment or whatever side dish or whatever that I look at it and I go, that's gross, but I can just scrape the top layer off of that
And
and it'll be
it's-
just fine.
Well,
It's like
that's
it
true.
gets a pudding skin on top.
Yeah,
but it's just,
yeah.
it's just terrible. I
Not
don't
the
want
best.
No.
All right, well, thanks for watching our first live stream. We're going to do this every week until
threat.
our sub count reaches 0.
Until they
We are counting down the hits
Yeah,
from
that's it.
920,000 to 0.
It's like
You guys are-
Brewster's Millions, but with subscribers.
Yeah,
you got to
exactly.
spend them all.
Great.
Awesome.
What a depressing way to end it.
And place your bets on whether any of us eats a pie next week.
Oh, yeah. We should do odds on which one of us is going
do
to
some
pull
Oh
out.
yeah, which
What?
one's gonna eat the pie?
What is it called? A pasty?
A pasty.
A pasty.
Yeah, I don't
We're all
think
going to
we-
bring pasties out and eat them on.
Good luck finding one.
Yeah. Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
Now, how do we end it? Because we're not in control. We'll just
Yeah.
wave until
Pull
it
the
stops.
plug.
Do we just freeze? Should we just freeze and smile?
I'm not gonna freeze. Please cut.